everyone, and welcome to Healthy Living. Welcome back. I hope you had a good week. Now, in order to contact me, you can reach me at healthyliving.company. There is my website. You can go there to see the current show right now, the live broadcast show. You can also click in the upper left bars. You can see the previous shows. It can take you to my different products, Kika's products. I have egg toast. I have gumbo. Now, if you're going to order it, you have to send me a message because I want to make it fresh. And with the gumbo includes rice and hot water cornbread. So send me a message. You can also contact me here at the Next Level Studios. It's 310-549-1113. 310-549-1113. Now, I also have Arbonne products, which are pure and beneficial, and I'll go through that in details in a few minutes. You can still go to my website and still click on Arbonne and take you directly to my website. Now, the other thing I want to let you know is the producer of the show is T Jams, it's TJAMZ, and you can reach him at tjamsmusic.com. There he has a host of songs you can write lyrics to, send them back to him. You can communicate with him as well. If you need production, you can communicate with him. He also does web design. So you can also contact him here at the Next Level Studios at 310-549-1113, 310-549-1113. Now, let's get into the first part of the show, which is all nutrition. So let's talk about some healthy eating habits. Now, I talked to you about the Arbonne products. There's no soy in these products. They're vegan products. They don't have any crude oil in them. Crude oil is the type of products they use to gas our cars. So why would we want that on our skin and our products, right? Or going into our bodies. So read the labels on your products. If you see petroleum byproducts, petroleum, mineral oil, or Vaseline, that comes from crude oil. So you don't want that in your body. You don't want it on your skin because it's like liquid saran wrap. So you want to keep your pores open because that's another way we lose different toxins out of our body. Now, the Arbonne, we have a 30-day and beyond plan where we have protein shakes, you have vanilla, and you have chocolate. You also can mix and match, but we do have a kit that we recommend, which is what I'm going to mention to you. And the protein shakes are for a replacement meal. It's only 160 calories. Now, it's important to make sure that you also drink the right milk. You want to drink cashew milk, almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk, lactose-free milk if you're transitioning from cow milk, but you want to get away from that. If your kids are drinking whole milk, stop it. It's too much calories. There's an epidemic of obesity, so you want to transition them from whole milk to 1% and then another healthier choice. It used to be a problem because we had so many liquor stores, and we still do on almost every corner in our neighborhood. But we have the electronic versions of Amazon.com and Instacart and Walmart. They'll deliver straight to your house. So you can choose to have healthy products in your home delivered to your house. Isn't that wonderful? Now, to continue with the Arbonne product, also we have fiber. Now, fiber is necessary if you're not going to the bathroom, bowel movements that is, elimination of waste, at least 1 to 3 times every day, then you need to take some fiber. So we do have fiber with that 30-day beyond plan. You can put it in there twice a day, put it in your shake, and you can be out and you can have your fiber for the day. Now, another thing we have is our Fizz Sticks. Now, Fizz Sticks are for, like when you need a little pick-me-up or at work, you need some energy, then you just take a bottle of water and top it off. And what this is B vitamins. So it's not like caffeine where you have to keep drinking and it takes you up and then it drops you down, or eating a bunch of chocolate, get a headache and all kind of stuff like that. You just pour it in there and it fizzes. That's why we call it Fizz Sticks. It comes in citric and pomegranate. So you shake it up and you drink it. So this is a great way to keep your energy levels up in a more natural way without all that caffeine disrupting your body systems, right? Now, also in that plan, we have what we call Fitz Chews. Fitz Chews, they look like little caramel candies, and they actually do come in caramel flavor. Caramel, it comes in lemon, and it comes in chocolate. So this is another type of fiber you can eat. It also helps to curb your appetite. In between meals, you can have one of these, and it helps to curb your appetite. It's also good for your children too, but you don't want to just leave it out on the bowl and let them eat it because it looks like candy and they taste good, so they'll eat a lot. So you don't want to do that because they'll have diarrhea. So I want you to check to make sure that they're not constipated as well. If they're having rocks or balls, they're constipated. So you need to check on them. Make sure they're not having any blood on the tissue after they have a bowel movement. So check on your children as well. Now, also, we have what we call Digestive Plus in this 30-day plan. You need good prebiotics to make good probiotics. Now, all this is formulated in your gut. And 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So we need to have a healthy gut. So if you have all this weight here on your abdomen, that's the most unhealthy gut. And it goes all the way around, down, and all the way up. So that's a lot of fat in your midsection. So you've got to get rid of that. That's not good and healthy. Now, the other thing that we have in this package, we have a detox tea, which is herbal tea. And it's actually been proven in a lot of research that warm drinks is good for you while you eating your dinner because it helps to ease the digestive. It kind of gives it a little kickstart. So why not have a little warm tea and detox your kidneys and your liver, which is what we definitely need every single day. Now, we also have a 7-day cleanse, so that helps to get the toxins out and give you a good kickstart, right, to get you on your way to start clearing out your system. Now, also, remember, you can mix and match your own plan if you want to. Those are just the recommended types. You can get the individual packs. We have them in chocolate and we have them in vanilla. You can throw those into our little handy shake cup with a metal ball in there. Another thing I do is I mix berries like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. Those I mix, put them in a blender, and I put them in ice cubes. So that's a good way to keep your berries, and you can drop them into your shake as you're running out the door, and it makes a great shake. You can also mix and match different fruits, bananas, different vegetables with that. Avocados are good too in shakes. Kale, just mix it up, and it's a great way to get your greens since we're talking about greens. Greens, we should have 4, 5, 6 if we can a day. Well, it's hard to get all those greens in, so you can plop this also into your shake and be on your merry way. Now, we also have protein bars, and they come in chocolate, and they with sea salt, and they come with pomegranate with cranberry. And so these are 170 calories. See, this is a good way to give your kids a snack when they first get home. You don't want to give them a complete meal and then turn around and then give them a whole meal after you cook in 2 hours. That's just way too much food for anybody. So give them some fruit. I love to see bowls of fruit on tables and counters when I go to visit my children. Not all these big, large donuts and pastries and bread, because bread has a lot of sugar in it. When it breaks down, it's about 6 to 8 teaspoons. So it just depends on how big the bread is and what type of bread it is. Now, if you're going to eat bread, make sure it's wheat bread. It tends to fill you up more, but it's also more healthy. It still has the nutrient. White bread is refined out, and what refined means is it is bleached out. It's no more nutrient. It's no more beneficial product in there to help you. So it's better to do brown. Think about brown. Now, also, we have the vitamins for the children. We have it for the adults as well, the women, and there's a men pack, and you can just take it and just pop it in your mouth and be on your way. Also, remember, don't forget about hydrating yourself. Very important to make sure you have at least 64 ounces a day, at least. But it's also, I want to recommend that you don't overhydrate, because if you overhydrate, you can send yourself into where you have excess sodium and too much potassium. So you don't want that, right? It's actually low sodium and too much potassium. So, your sodium and your potassium, we have to have a balance because then you could have a heart attack. And we don't want that to happen, right? So don't overhydrate, okay? Now, also, we have a lot of things for the face. We have the FC5 line, which is made basically from fruit cells, strawberries, mangoes, things like that for your skin. And remember, you read the ingredients in your products, and there's no crude oil in here. No petroleum byproducts, no mineral oil, no petroleum. That stuff, Vaseline, comes from crude oil. Okay, so the other thing, we have products for the older generation, the RE9 line for women, for your wrinkles and your age spots and all of that. We have a line just for you, and we have the regular shaving products for the ones that are not yet elderly. We have a pre-balm, which prepares the skin and keeps the hairs from turning inward when you shave, because that's what causes the hair bumps anyway. So you want to keep that from happening. So you use the pre-balm, and then we have our shaving cream that's great. And then we have the after balm. You put it on your skin. This helps to decrease all that redness. Barbers tend to splash alcohol on your face after you're done. It burns and it irritates your skin. So I wanted to let you know that for that. So we have chapstick, lipstick, we have lip balm, shadow. We have a sensitive line for the sensitive women. We also have, what I want to encourage you guys to have is to eat brown rice instead of white rice. So make sure you're using the brown products, brown wheat bread and wheat tortilla shells. The brown is the way to go when it comes to your food. Okay, so think about that. Also, I want to let you know about there's an epidemic in obesity. So I want to teach you about the proper food sizes on the plate. So half of your plate, yes, half of the plate should be vegetables, not complex carbohydrates like rice and potatoes and pasta and all of that. No. Vegetables. So if your children are having a hard time eating vegetables, give them the vegetables first. You need to sit with them to make sure that they're eating their vegetables. Sit with them throughout their mealtime. Also, 1/4 of the plate is lean protein. That's your chicken, your turkey, your fish. If you're going to do ground beef, try to get the grass-fed. Try to get the leanest version you can if you're going to eat the ground beef. Also, make sure for the complex carbohydrates, like I was stating earlier, the pasta, the noodles, the potatoes, the rice, that should only be 1/6 of your plate. 1/6 of the plate. So we got to change that the way we're eating. It has to be 1/6. 1/12 is your healthy fats like your guacamole, your cashew butter and almond butter. All of those things is only 1/12 of your plate. Now, I want to show you a little quick demonstration about bowls. You know how we think bowls is the cure-all for a great meal, right? Oh, let me get my kid a bowl, right? Sure, it has vegetables, most of them. It does have chicken. Okay, that's good. But 3/4 of the bowl is rice. And most of the time it's white rice, which has no health benefits to you at all. No nutrition, nothing. Some places now do have brown rice, but you have to ask for it. So let me show you about this bowl. And they usually pile a lot on the bowl to make it seem like you're getting a lot for your money, right? When you're getting a bunch of rice, really. So look, I can't even get all this on the plate. It's so much. And it's like 2 and 3 stories. It's like you're starting a high-rise building. That's not what you need to put into your stomach. That's way too much food. Now, quick news flash for parents. If you're eating too fast, you're eating too much food. If you eat too fast, your kids are eating too fast. So you guys need to sit together and slow down, because it's proven research that it takes a while for the brain to tell the stomach that it's full. So you can't just eat fast. That's taking in too many calories that you don't need. You have to chew your food well. You have to take your time, because that's the best way for your body to be able to absorb the proper nutrients anyway. If you're just chuckling it down, you're not getting much of a benefit. So if your children are already overweight, Make sure you have them drink a glass of water first. Everybody sits down at the table together to eat. Eat slowly. Make sure you're doing the proper portions of food on the plates so that your children are not overeating and gaining weight. Eat slowly. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the topic for today. Now, the topic for today is very important because I'm going through this as well. The topic for today, this is going to be on harassment in the workplace. So, harassment in the workplace is a huge problem. Now, the information that I'm going to talk to you about was retrieved from the eeoc.gov/laws/types/harassment.c as in Charles, F as in Frank, and M as in Michael. EEOC is the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Now, they created all the laws related to all of this harassment in the workplace. Now, harassment is a form of discrimination that violates the title of Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Age Discrimination in Employment, the Act of 1967, and the Americans with Disability Act in 1990. All of these things fit into the characteristic of harassment in the workplace. Now, the total statistics of harassment complaints filed in all states, this is just in 2018. It was 76,418. That's absolutely terrible, isn't it? In 2017, it's 84,254. And in 2016, it was 91,503. So it looks like we're trying to get a little bit better, but it's still way too much. It's supposed to be a zero tolerance for harassment in the workplace. Now, the largest number was in 2011, which was 99,947. The lowest year was in 2005, which was 75,428. Now, the statistic numbers of harassment complaints filed in a state. I never would have thought this would be the highest, but it makes sense. It's in Texas. Texas is the largest state of harassment complaints. 7,482, and guess who's right behind them? Florida. Now, Florida doesn't surprise me either, because we have Zimmerman out there killing teenagers. So that doesn't surprise me. So Florida is 6,617. Georgia's right behind them with 4,919. Pennsylvania, 4,468. Illinois, 4,444. California, you believe that? We're supposed to be the melting pot, but we have 4,344. That's terrible. Now, the melting pot, we have like all the different nationalities. Now, close behind is North Carolina with 3,583. New York, you have 3,478. Okay, so I mean, this is a problem everywhere, but these are the largest numbers. These are the largest offenders. The lowest states with harassment complaints is Micronesia and Marshall Islands. They have 0. Wow, what are they doing that we can't improve upon? Lower population, probably. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Also, the American Samoa is 6 complaints. Guam is 14. Maine is 25. Montana is 26. Iowa, the potatoes, 41. South Dakota is 40. New Hampshire and Rhode Island is 50. Now, New York is one of the highest, but Rhode Island is only 50 because they're a smaller population, I think. Okay, so we need to be mindful of this. So, harassment, the definition of harassment is an unwelcome conduct that is based on race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, national origin, age, 40 or older, disabilities, or genetic information. Like, because I have a genetic disorder, you want to discriminate against me. You can't do that. Harassment becomes unlawful where the enduring Enduring the offensive conduct becomes a condition of continued employment. Like those managers say, if you don't have sex with me, then you don't get promoted or you don't get to keep your job. Also, the contact is severe or pervasive enough to create a work environment that is reasonable to a person that will be considered intimidating, hostile, or abusive. Wow. That's your opinion of it, not your manager's, your opinion of it. Now, anti-discrimination laws also prohibit harassment against individuals in retaliation for filing a discrimination charge, testifying, or participating in any way in the investigation, proceedings, or a lawsuit under these laws, or opposing employment practices that reasonably believe discrimination against individuals in violation of these laws that I just mentioned to you. And that's what I'm going through right now. My personal situation is I've been having a manager that's been in our department for years harassing a lot of nurses. Nurses are in fear. Nurses are leaving. We've lost 51 nurses since 2016, December 2016, and it's terrible. So what is not harassment? Harassment is not these petty annoyances or isolated incidents that are extremely serious, but it will not rise to the level of being illegal. So I've been collecting my data on this manager for years, and she finally did the icing on the cake to where I could prove that it warranted some violations, several violations of the laws. Now, the conduct must create a work environment that would be intimidating, hostile, or offensive to any reasonable person, like you or me, right? Definition of offensive conduct may include, but not limited to, offensive jokes, slurs, smart remarks, name calling, physical assault, or threats. Physical assault, that's really terrible. Now you're talking about jail time. Threats, intimidating, ridicule, or mockery, insults or put downs, offensive objects or pictures, and interference with work performance. Now, these managers think they slick. They do these little ridiculing comments, or they get real close to you, try to intimidate you. Start documenting all of that stuff, because it all adds up to a totality of being illegal. Harassment can occur in a variety of different situations, including but not limited to the following. The harassed can be victim supervisor, a supervisor in other areas, an agent of the employer, a co-worker, or a non-employee. Also, the victim does not have to be the person harassed, but can be anyone affected by the offensive conduct. Like if my peer sees that my manager is harassing me, they do not have to be directly receiving that, but they're witnessing it, so it bothers them as well. That's what this is talking about. Unlawful harassment may occur without economic injury or discharge of the victim. So I'm still working, but they reassigned me to a different location. They gave me a different assignment and a different location. That's retaliation. That is absolutely illegal. Prevention of harassment. Employees are to encourage to take the appropriate steps to prevent and correct unlawful harassment. Now, this is what they're supposed to do. And they mandate that you take all this training, but they don't follow it. They should clearly communicate to the employees that unwelcome harassing conduct will not be tolerated. This can be accomplished by establishing an effective complaint or grievance process, providing anti-harassment training to their managers and their employees, and taking immediate and appropriate action when the employees complain. Now, this is what's frustrating to a lot of the employees, is that management knows about this, but it's also nepotism going on, so it's their friends and their family. So that compounds the problem, which is also happening in my department, and I'm sure happening in a lot of departments. They hire people in that they know or family, and they don't even know your department. So they wreck it, right? And they're allowed to wreck it for years. Employees should strive to create, this is employees, employers should strive to create an environment in which employees feel free to raise concerns and are confident that those concerns will be addressed. The employees are encouraged to have information that the harassment directly that the conduct is unwelcome must stop. Must stop. And it should be done immediately, right? Which we know doesn't happen, which is what's happening to me. Also, report harassment to management at an early stage to prevent escalation. Wow. Isn't that pathetic? It doesn't happen. I'm telling you now. So people are more intimidated to try and afraid when if you would unite together, you can get rid of these bully managers that are harassing you. Employees' liability for harassment. Now this is what the employers are responsible for. Petty employers is automatically liable for harassment by supervisors that result in a negative employment action, such as, and now this is them retaliating against you. They may terminate you, failure to promote or hire, loss of wages. These are some of the things they do to you. If the supervisor harassment results in a hostile work environment, this is when they're liable, you guys. And I know a lot of you guys are going through this. You have to stand up and fight. Employees can avoid liability only if they can prove that reasonably try to prevent and promptly correct the harassing behavior. This is if they respond to the law by trying to help you. They can prevent liability, but they don't, right? Number 2, the employee unreasonably failed to take advantage of any prevention or corrective opportunities provided by the employer. Well, we know that doesn't happen, right? Because it didn't happen with me. They attacked me instead of taking care of the inappropriate managers. The employers will be liable for harassment by non-supervisor employees or non-employees over whom it has control, i.e., independent contractors, customers on the premises. They're responsible for them too. If known or should have known about harassment. This is when management, they know about the problem, but they don't do anything about it. That's against the law. That is against the law. So they knew about it, but they failed to take prompt and appropriate corrective actions. When investigating allegations of harassment, the EEOC government looks at the entire record, including the nature of the conduct and the context in which the alleged incident occurred. This is what our management team should be doing, but they don't. You have to go to an outside agency like the EEOC or get an attorney. Determination of whether harassment is severe or pervasive enough to be illegal is made case-by-case basis. Now, they have to look at all the facts to determine if it's warranted. Now, my case is, obviously, laws enforced by EEOC. Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act, which include, as I mentioned earlier, the related to race, color, religion, national origin, sex, no retaliation against you if you file a charge of discrimination, or if you participate in an investigation or a lawsuit. That's what happened to me. Nurse managers retaliated against me, been harassing me for years because they asked for nepotism proof. I gave it to them. They got upset. I proved it. So they turned around, and one of the nurse managers sent an attorney to my email harassing me, telling me if I wanted to respond, I needed to get an attorney. So I did. Why? Because the upper chain received the same letter, the same email, and they didn't respond to it. Crickets. So I felt like I was out on an island. So I got my own attorney. Now, another discrimination that's included in these laws is pregnancy. You cannot discriminate against a woman when she becomes pregnant, after she has birth, or before birth or after she has some medical conditions that's related to her pregnancy. Also, Unequal Pay Act of 1963. It's illegal to pay men different from women who perform equal work in the same workplace. Now, age discrimination, as I told you, this is the Employment Act of 1967. The law protects anyone who is 40 years or older. Some employers like to attack and retaliate and won't give you a job or promote you because of your age. It should be based purely on your merit and your professional experience, not because they choose not to do it for any particular biased reason, mainly because they want to hire their own friends and family. Now, Title I of the Americans with Disability Act of 1990 is another thing that they cannot discriminate against you if you qualify a person with disabilities and require reasonable accommodation for physical and mental limitations. Also, there's Genetic Information for Non-Discriminatory Act of 2008. It is illegal to discriminate against employee or applicants because of their genetic information, including information regarding genetics, tests, family member, different disease disorders. You cannot discriminate against anybody for that reason. So here we have a lot of different acts, but what I'm telling you guys to do is start documenting. Send emails when something's inappropriate. Send an email to confirm, and that's your written documentation. Start formulating a Word document of different incidents, what has occurred. Solicit information from your peers. It would be better if more than one person would stand up. You could get rid of the bully a lot faster, but a lot of times people are intimidated and they don't want to stand up, especially when they attack a leader like myself. I'm a union steward as well. So you should not ever retaliate because there's been discrimination facts that's been proven. If the people in the department, there's no promotion within, you want to go pull outside the department, your friends and families, into permanent positions, stepping over the people that are already in the department that are more than qualified that should have been promoted. That is inappropriate. And if you look at a lot of the different employment agencies in county, state, federal, wherever it is, you're going to see a lot of the upper management teams that have an origin of some type of Asian or Island Pacific. And a lot of the HR and some other managers too, they're Hispanics. Now, I'm not against anybody, but it should be done in an appropriate manner. It should not be illegal hiring practices, which is nepotism. You can watch my show I did last time, and it talked about nepotism. Nepotism is hiring friends and family, people you have close relationships with, instead of hiring and promoting from within the department based on their merit and their skill and their experience. So I want you guys to start looking at these different practices. If you're stepped over on a promotion, there's something called a civil service rule, but you have to make sure you act within 10 business days. And if they were hired inappropriately over you, that person will be removed and you'll be put in that different spot. But you have to act very quickly. So if you do participate in these different acts, identify these different acts, say and no one's helping you. If you have a union, if they're slow to respond, so you figure, oh, I'm going to get my own attorney then, because this manager should not have attacked me, because I had already run a third level grievance for her not to communicate with me, and she did it anyway. So she has no impulse controls. That's not my problem. Upper management needs to take care of that situation. And as I stated in the prior show with nepotism, once it's brought to their attention, they're supposed to remove those particular managers. But instead, mine retaliated against me and removed me. So now, of course, I'm fighting. and I'm doing that, and I'll keep fighting until I get back. They are not allowed to discriminate and harass you if you file complaints. We have an internal where we have a compliance panel of inequity that you can file complaints. They can't retaliate against you for that. They can't retaliate against you if you participate in investigation that's related to any of those complaints or in support of your peers. They cannot retaliate against you if you file a lawsuit. They cannot do that. That is law. And you can go on to the EEOC website and you can read that information, and it'll tell you in great detail that you are not allowed, management is not allowed to retaliate against you because of that. And again, that website is eeoc.gov/laws/harassment.cfm. They have the complete details, everything you want to know about harassment. I mean, there's a lot of different information about harassment. I want you guys to know your rights, and you pray and you stay firm. As long as you pray, God will give you strength to get to what you need to get to, especially when you know you're right. So I know I'm in right. I know this, so I'm going to continue to fight, and I will update you guys. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to demonstrate the easy motion exercises that I put together to help you lose weight. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, bye-bye.
Everything looks good. Let's see if it's what you need to do. I'll put it where I need to put it. I didn't have time to do. I'm gonna have my little drawings and stuff coming next time. I've been busy. I have a lot of shit to do. Right now, you can just go ahead and do whatever you want to do. To be kind of more parallel to the camera. You can get in position over there.
Okay, hi everybody, and welcome back. So you can do exercises lying, sitting, or standing. That's what I'm going to show you. So there's no excuse for no one to start exercising. You can do this on your couch or on your bed when you're watching your favorite TV program. So these are like sit-ups, right? So you put your back next to the arm or your pillow or your headboard, and you want to make sure you always hold your ab in when you're doing your exercises, and you can work your arms at the same time. So you go up and you go down, right? Now, depending on how big your abdomen is, you may not be able to go far, but still get into exercising. When you get better, you can slide down a little bit more. Remember, the important thing is to hold your ab in. Move your arms, right? Then when you get a little better, you go all the way down. Hold your ab in. And move your arms. Okay? So you can do this in the couch or while you're laying on the floor or in your bed. Now, some people can't get on the floor, so that's fine. You can do it in your bed or you can do it in the couch. So I'm going to show you a few more exercises you can do. Now, depending on where you are with your exercise, you might need one of these resistance bands to help you along with your exercises. You can put it on the bottom of your foot. And if you need help to pull it up, then you can pull it up. Use the band to pull it up. If you don't, then you don't need it. And then you can do it on your own. And you can start, and make sure you always do the same thing with the other side, whether it's the other leg or whatever it may be. Now, you can also, for this inner part of the thigh, you can open your legs and then you can just open and close. And remember, always hold your ab in. And then when you get a little better, you can lift and you can crisscross. You can lift up. Now, same thing with lifting up. You can lift your legs, you can lift off the ground, you can hold it for like 10 seconds, or you can count for like 30.
Back this way just a little bit, so your head won't be on the sofa.
Okay, so now, so you can do that, and you can also do, like I said, the leg lifts, and then when you get good, you can't go all the way, you can go where you can lift, until you go higher. Until where you can get where you need to go. You're not going to be able to do that at first. And then you'll get to the point to where you can lift both, right? Hold your ab in, and then until you can go higher, right? And the slower you go, you're putting more pressure on your abs. It's actually better if you could do that. If not, then when you get to the point where you can go all the way, you can do that too. But, you just got to start going, right? And you got to hold in your abs, right? Now, another thing you can do that's good for you is this inner thigh again. Open your knees and just open and close. I know you're going to say, oh, wow, that's not difficult. You're right, it's not difficult, but it works. So you got to do it. That's why I'm giving you these easy little exercises. Now, for your back, you can also lift up. Hold your ab in. And it's always either 3 sets of 10 or you can hold to 30. You can also go up and down if you want. That's another one. Now, for your back, that's good for your back too, is to try to go to one side. If you can't go all the way, go where you can go until you can go all the way. Right? So, you have to do it slowly. I couldn't do it at first either. It takes time. But the most important thing is to get going, right? And make sure you do it for the other side. Now, another exercise that I like for these love handles is to turn both your knees. If you can't go that far, because you don't want to turn your whole body. No, you want to turn at the hip, right? And then eventually, you're going to go down, right? Then the important thing is to hold your ab in as you're doing it. But if you can't go all the way, then go where you can go. The important thing is to get started. You can even hold it and you can feel that stretch on your back. Especially if your back is hurting, you can do that and it feels better after you do the exercise. Right? Now, there's another thing you can do with the elastic bands. pretty good too. And then you can do it without the band, but it helps to keep you focused when you put a band on it. The important thing is to make sure that your hip is rolled forward. So the way I remind myself is to put my arm forward, right? So then you can lift your knee. Remember, it's always holding your abs in. You can do it for 3 sets of 10, so you can count. It's up to you how you want to do it. And then you can also, let's straight it out. You can count or you can hold 3 sets of 10s or hold for 30. And then you can go backwards a little bit, but keep that hip rolled over. And you can go back there as well. And then you can hold for 3 sets of 10. And you can go to your 30 count, right? So another thing you can do, the reason I'm showing you these different exercises is because you need to rotate. Because your body gets used to a certain one and you got to change it up. Now, another one for the back, like those boom craters in that butt in the back of the thighs. This is the exercise I do for that. So you can lift your feet towards your back. And if you can't do it all the way, do it where you can go. You can go up. Now, sometimes my knees are hurting, so I can't go all the way, so I have to go a little bit. So wherever you are, that's fine, as long as you get the movement. It helps with that back fat too. So, those are some exercises you can do while you're on the couch or while you're sitting, lying in the bed. Let's do some standing exercises. Now, see, this really does work. See, I'm sweating now. Okay, so while you're standing, I want you to develop your core, to strengthen your core. So what I want you to do is hold on to something until you get strong enough. Then I want you to be able to hold your leg up eventually without holding on to anything, right? And do that for at least 30 seconds. And then you rotate each leg. Now, I couldn't do it at first either, so don't feel bad. So you might have to hold on to something, which is okay, until you get strong enough to practice it. Because your core, you have to strengthen your core and the muscles around your back and your thighs and your buttocks in order to get stronger. Now, also, you can do leg lifts to the side, do it on both legs, right? You can do those
over
two.
this way, son. You're too
If
close.
you can't go all the way, you can go low.
Come over here.
You can go where you can go. The main thing is just to get started, right? Get started. Okay, so another thing you can do, I do this when I brush my teeth in the mornings, and you can just do toe lifts where you just brushing your teeth so that after you activating your
You're
calf.
not using the chair. Put it all the way over here. All the way.
So if you're
All
activating
the way
your calves,
over. All the way.
this you can do while you're brushing your teeth. So you're going to be lifting, and depending on how fast you go, depends on, it determines how long it is. Like, sometimes I do 80, sometimes I do 100, just while I'm brushing my teeth. So it depends on how fast you're lifting. So that's good for your ankles, it's good for your calves, it's good for your feet. So that's how I got a lot of that fat off of my body. Now, another thing you can do while you're standing, and depending on the day that I can't even do these myself, but you pull your legs apart, you want to get a broad stand, and these are squats. So the main thing you want to do is push, you want to sit down, because then that takes the pressure off your knees. So you have your arms up, and you sit back, and then you come back. And then you sit back. I'll show you from the side. So you have your legs apart, and you want to stick your butt out, basically, first. So stick your butt out, and it takes the pressure off your knees. So those are squats. Now, there's also bending over, what I call standing sit-ups, because you're going up and down, right? If you have back problems, you have to make sure you move very slowly because you get spasms. So, you go where you can go, whether it's your knees, go to your back of your calves, go to your ankles, to your foot, and then to the floor, right? So wherever you can go, then you do that, right? But do that slowly if you have back problems, because you get spasms and that hurts like a dickens. Then you can go to the side. Turn your body to the side. Your not your whole body, your upper body. Because you don't want to turn like this. You want to stay forward, but then you want to go to the side. That's for those love handles. Remember, slowly if you have back problems. Slowly, not fast. Or at the end of your workout, you want to straighten your back out, you can just go slowly and just hold it there for like 30 seconds. Oh, that straightens out the back of your thighs as well as your back. Right. Now, standing. You can get you some little weights and start marching. If you can't do too far, you do little steps. Get your arms going until then you can do big steps, right? You can do this all while you're watching Power, and whatever your favorite show is, Greenleaf. Queen of the South just went off, but it's Queen Sugar is still there, so right? So you can do that if you don't have the weights. There's water bottles, right? So it doesn't matter as long as you have some weights, canned vegetables, whatever it is. But the main thing is to get them moving, right? So there's no excuses. Well, I don't have weights. Well, pick up some water bottles, right? Okay. Now, give me some more. Now, let's do a few sitting down. So, now we're sitting. So, the same thing with this inner thigh, right?
Over that way. Okay.
You have the inner thigh right here, right? This muscle that rub together when you walk, right? This exercise is the same thing, but it's sitting down instead of like lying. You can do it sitting. So you just open and close. You can get your weights involved. Because the more things you're moving, then the better it is for you, right? You can get in sequence. You can do it together. You can get your water bottles. You can do, I call them toe marches, where you lifting rapidly, right? So you're just marching. You're just up on your toes and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's good for your toes. It's also good for your thighs. Now, you can also do leg lifts, right? With your weights. And wherever you can go, then that's where you go until you get higher and higher, right? Remember always to hold in your gut. That's very important. So then we can do the scissors. You go back and forth, right? You can also do leg lifts, up and down, and then cross them over. You just have to change it up so that you're doing different things, because you don't want to do the same exercise. So you just do different things. Now, there's also the chair sit-ups. The same principle, right? But you're sitting down. So, if you can't go all the way to the floor, then you can go to your back of your calves, or you can go to your ankles, you can go to the top of your foot until you can get to the floor. Now remember, you got back problems, you got to move slowly. So just go slow here, and you can work your arms, you can go to the side, you can use your weights, you get good, right? So you're working. And remember to hold your abs in while you're doing this stuff. Right? Now another thing you can do, you can just lift, and then if you need assistance while you're lifting your leg, you can use your arm, and then you can lift it here. This is another way to stretch your back out too in the end. And you can just hold it for like 30 seconds. You can do the same thing with your other leg. It stretches you, right? And that's what's important like you do an exercise, is to warm down. That way you don't be so tight and muscles don't be so sore. Now, Another thing you can do, oh, I forgot one more thing. There's some lifts you can do. So you can lift your legs, both of them. Remember, hold your abs in. So you can lift them off the ground. Push your back, make sure it's back against the back, and you can lift your legs. So you can lift them one, and you can do them together, right? That's a good one. Now, I got another little buddy. This is a Peddler. Has a little speedometer on it. It also has the tension that you can adjust it to. You want to start on the low level first, because you haven't did it before, right? So start low, and while you're watching your favorite TV show, by the time you watch, depending on the show, because some of them don't have as many commercials. So anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 commercials, you've done 30 minutes. And if you do the whole show, it's a whole hour. So just think of all of that. And then while you're doing that, you can have your arms going, right? So then you're still moving. And if the weights are too much for you, then you don't have to do the weights. You can do them by yourself. Another thing you can do is you can have a band like this. It's another resistant band. And you can exercise by pulling, by putting the one on one knee like it's on the left knee, right? It's on the wrist. Hold it there, and then the right hand, you can move it up and down. So it gives you a little resistance, and it works your arm. Now, if you want to do the back of your arm, now I can't raise my hand up too high, because if you have a shoulder injury, that's what happens with the rotator cuff, right? So you can only get it up a little bit, and then just go this way. So then that works the back of your arm, right? But you're not violating your restrictions by having your arms over your head. So this to me is just a little bit more easier for me to remember to do without worrying about my restrictions. It's to exercise it here. And while you're pedaling, you can do that, and you can also switch. You can switch arms. So the main thing here, you guys, is to start moving. And there's no reason why you shouldn't move. The body is made to move. So you can also put them together, and you can stretch them out, bring it back. You can stretch it out, bring it back. You can stretch it out, bring it back. You can stretch it out, and you can bring it back. There's so many things you can do, and I'm giving you all these different instructions so that you can start moving. Now, my suggestion to you, you weigh yourself on the hard floor after you use the bathroom, urinate, pee, however you want to call it, then weigh yourself. You can measure your thighs, your ankles, your abdomen, your buttocks, your breasts, your arms. Write it down. Don't weigh yourself no more, because you're going to lose the inches. When you lose the inches, you're going to gain more weight because it's muscle. So don't panic. As long as you're losing the inches and you're still getting healthier. Now, I want to remind you guys about the harassment in the workplace. Make sure you're documenting, keep records. Like I said, send emails, keep documents that they give you, account of on what day, what happened. Have your timelines together and your supporting documents, so when you need to file these complaints, you have the information you need. So start writing this stuff down and keeping track of it. It is against the law for managers to discriminate and use illegal hiring practices like nepotism to hire their friends and family. That's against the law when it's discrimination. People within their department should be promoted. They earned it. They have the knowledge. But they're bringing in people from outside the department that don't know anything about the department into permanent position, not just acting. We even had a particular nurse that was an acting supervisor, and the day before she was supposed to have it, they yanked it from her. Then a month later, they went and pulled the so-called niece from an outside department and put her in a permanent position. It is just so egregious. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Just think about it. It's happening everywhere, every state. But you guys have to stand up and fight, especially if you have a union. Unite together. The more you that fight, the better it is and the quicker the problem will be resolved. Because if it's just one person, they try to say you have a problem. When in actuality you don't. It's everybody who has a problem with this particular person. She doesn't mess with just one person because they have a bad personality and it's inappropriate. It's supposed to be zero tolerance. Once the information is brought to the managers, they're supposed to correct the problem immediately. And then if they retaliate against you by reassigning you and moving you to a different location, that's retaliation. That's another law that they have broke. They cannot retaliate against you because you file a lawsuit as well. So just know your rights and keep track of it, document it, and do the fight. Don't you deserve it? I know I do. So I'm going to fight for my rights. So I will keep you guys updated on the progress of my fight. But fight for yourself. Now, also remember to be healthy. Make sure you're getting rest, you're getting good sleep. You know, if you're trying to go to sleep, make sure you have, change it to darkness and decrease the TV time. And just go to sleep. You need at least 7 to 8 hours every night. If you're not getting that, then talk to your doctor. You may have an insomnia problem. I did do a show on sleep disturbances as well. So that's very important, especially when you're stressed. And when you're stressed, exercise is a great way to get rid of stress. So if you exercise every day, feeling stressed, just get up and exercise. You'll feel better and your body will rest. So I'm encouraging you guys to be mindful of the harassment. You don't deserve it. You deserve to go to work and go to work in peace without a manager harassing you. So stand up for your rights because it's inappropriate. So what we're going to do is come back in a okay, so I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. You can reach me at healthyliving.company. Send me a message. You can also reach me here at the Next Level Studios, 310-549-1113. Also, the producer of the show is T Gems. You can reach him at tgemsmusic.com. Send him a message there or contact him here at the Next Level Studios, 310-549-1113. 310-549-1113. Go to my website, healthyliving.company, and send me a message about Keita's products like egg toast and gumbo. And then go to Arbonne. You can go to my website. Everything's on my website up in the upper left bars. Click it there. You can also see some of the previous shows there as well if you missed the live broadcast. Okay, so remember, start documenting. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Be healthy. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Alright, that's good. More closer to 1 hour. That's better. It can be anywhere, but that's better. Right around an hour. You heard me?
Yeah, I was coming.
Right around an hour. More than about an hour and 7 minutes. It's been an hour and 15